Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the chess.com database. I believe they released this yesterday. I saw it about an hour ago, and I thought this would be really fun to film because they say that they have about 31 billion total games, which is insane. But okay, without further ado, let's click the Explore tab, and here we go. We have about 19.8 billion total E4 games. I've already got all the little settings. If you don't change the settings, it only shows master games, so make sure you click on this if you're wanting to look at this for yourself. But okay, anyways, let's hit more. I want to look at all the moves. We have D4 in a nice second place. They have about a third the amount of total E4 games, but it's still an insane amount. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we can see the least popular move is Knight A3 with just under 10 million. It's the only move that has under 10 million. And I bet because of them releasing this, it's probably going to hit 10 million at some point. But okay, total 31.5 billion total games. That is insane. And I want to look at a couple lines. I want to look at the Scholar's Mate, and then I want to look at the most popular played move every single time. So, without further ado, let's start with E4. Here we go. And we're already at 10 billion games after E5. Alright, and now let's go for Queen H5. As you can see, it's the third most popular move here. And after that, we're down to 280 million people playing Knight C6. How many people fall for this? Let's see. It's the fifth most popular. It's got 75 million people. So there are 75 million games that fall for an opening trap, and that results in white having an insane 73% win rate. Of course, a lot of those games are probably at the lower ELO level, so it's not too much to judge, really. But okay, we get Bishop C4 here. 193 million people have played this. And right here, most people play G6. They know not to fall for this. But how many people fall for it? 18 million. 18 million people play the wrong move here. Actually, there's a lot of moves here that all lose, that are all played, and they probably accumulate to about 2 million. But, I mean, that's probably about 20 million people who fall for this checkmate. But, okay. And how many people play it? It's 12.7 million. That means only about a third of the people will actually play the checkmate. That feels kind of weird that they set it up for so long and they don't even play the move. Like, I mean, that just seems insane. But okay, now let's look at the most popular move every single time. Alright, so of course we still start with E4, and after E4 we get E5. We're still at 10 billion games, of course. And now we get Knight F3 with 5 billion. So that means about half the amount of people, or half the total games, end up playing Knight F3. Then we get Knight C6, and after this we get Bishop C4. Alright, and after Bishop C4, we get Knight F6, alright, and now we get Knight G5, the fried liver attack, alright. It's technically still about equal, but after EXD5, we do get a lot of people who take the pawn, which is 60% of the games. And of course this leads to knight takes f7. This is probably why this opening trap is like so pushed on YouTube, because I mean it's so oftenly falled for. 92% of people will take the knight, and then after this we get queen f3. A lot of people will sometimes bring their king in the center, but more oftenly people will play king e8 here, which allows white to simply take this knight. We're still at 2 million playing knight d4, which just falls for the checkmate. So this is literally the most popular move played every time. It's a 9-move game. That's kind of insane. But, I mean, I feel like the beginners definitely skew this a lot, like people who are new to chess. So I reckon we should look at the second most popular move played first, and then we go to the most popular after that. So we're going to start with d4, and now we're going to see d5. All right, we're still at 3 billion, and we already fall under a billion here after c4. All right, and then we get dxc4, e4. We have a nice center for white already. This is the Queen's Gambit accepted. I really didn't think the Queen's Gambit was accepted more than declined. I really thought declined was more popular, but I mean, it is a very popular opening, so it makes sense. All right, we get b5 here, defending the pawn, and now we get a4, threatening with the flank pawn. And then we get c6, axb5, cxb5, knight c3, and then we get bishop d7. So we're in a very interesting position currently. We get knight f3, white is developing pretty well here, and then we get e6, knight e5. This is a very bold move, actually. I feel like white should develop more here, but it's a pretty nice looking move anyway, so it's whatever. And then we get knight takes d7 here. That's actually pretty interesting that they're just trading off right away, although we're already only in the thousands of games now, so it makes sense that the moves are still kind of looking a little bit crazy, and it's not like millions of people playing this. But okay, we get queen x d7, and we get bishop d2. All right, we're defending the knight here, but we lose this pawn. But it's not even that popular to take it. Instead, we just take the knight. All right, and now there's only 2 moves here that have ever been played. No one will, like, literally you can get a new game now if you play b4 here or something, like, crazy like that. But we get bxc3. Both moves are bxc3, but one of them's a capital B, and that's the more played one. And then we get knight f6, all right, e5, knight d5. Black is, like, dominating here every single move. Like, literally, there's only a couple moves here that white wins, and that's just because there's literally 2 or 1 games. All right, we're about to fall under 1,000 games, though, after bishop e2. Then we get castles. And, I mean, black is at a 66% win rate. That means there's a 66% chance that when we get to the end, it'll probably result in a win for black. We get knight c6, bishop f3. We're about to probably fall to just 1 game. Like, we're getting to that point. b4, bishop d2 makes sense. About half of people play that. Knight x d4, and bishop x d5. And now there are, wow, white came up on top now. Like, white's going to win most of these games, but most of the other lines will lead to black winning, interestingly. But okay, ex d5, it's because of this pawn. That's why white is getting all the wins now. But okay, bishop x b4, then now we're down to 5 games. Knight c6, all right, bishop x f8. Why do so many people blunder because the knight is under attack. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Alright, but bx f8, king takes f8, and now we differ between 2 different games here. We can look at either one. I'm going to click the one on top, which will lead to black winning. But yeah, now we're down to just 1 measly game, and we will see what the end of this is. Oh, it stops at 20 moves. That's kind of annoying, actually. I wanted to see the full game. Well, that was pretty fun looking at the most popular moves there. If you guys want me to look at any more lines, please suggest them in the comments down below, and I'll make a follow-up video. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye!